Thanks.
Well, if you've served our country and no one has told you thank you for all that you did, let us be the first to do just that. Right now, there are more than 16 million veterans living here in the U.S. and over at the Silent Wings Museum here in Lubbock. Today was all about honoring them and the commitments they made for the sake of our freedoms. Here's KLBK's Eddie Catano.
Sharon McCullough, who is the curator of the Silent Wings Museum, says 75 years later since the signing of Armistice Day and is now acknowledged as Veterans Day, it's just as important as it is since it was first signed.
It's important to continue to honor our nation's veterans because we have veterans who are very recent in our history and some that are further back. And we want to make sure that they all know that we honor their service, that we recognize their sacrifice, and that they are not forgotten.
Ann Polk, an Air Force veteran, says Veterans Day to her is all about celebrating the sacrifices made by millions of men and women.
I was in the Women's Air Force, which was not part of the Men's Air Force. So it was totally different from what they experience today. And we were not issued guns. And so since I was in the medical field, I saw the Vietnam veterans come back from Vietnam. And that just sort of changes things as far as how war actually is.
But for Polk, service to her country is actually a family affair.
My husband served in Vietnam, and so, in fact, he would be here right now, but he's undergoing cancer treatment.
And Polk says whether you served or you are a civilian.
All the branches, you know, there's not one branch better than the other. They all have their specialties, and so we all need to work together. We need to appreciate our soldiers today, especially today. There's so much high tech going on with the wars, and also just in our country, we need to unite. We need to be Americans.
And Lubbock Mayor Mark McBrayer agrees.
This day is such a fitting day, less than a week after our election, because our elections don't matter if we aren't free people, if we don't have the liberties and the rights protected by those who are willing to serve.
Eddie Catano, KLBK News.
Eddie, thank you. Now, the senior